noise at this point.
I was just gonna let that play through the whole show.
Just the whole time, just keep slowly like bringing it up higher. Let's
do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it, baby.
Just
Brooklyn. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Super pumped to be here. I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
But you can call him Lamb, or you can call him whatever. You can call him stupid. He prefers it, I think.
Well, I wouldn't be the first.
Hey, anyway, welcome to the show, guys. We got a good one for you today, man. We had a really cool guest last time. Sean kind of opened us up into a world that we have rarely looked into, so that was really fun. Today we're gonna have a very different show. A lot of funny news stories. We have some funny games for you guys.
Kind of getting back to our roots.
Yeah, getting back to our thing we do, where we just make shit up as we go.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. No. We do hours before the show. We put in some work. So we should have a very good show for you guys
You
today.
say hours, I say minutes, but you know.
Hey, tomato, potato. Guys, let's start off here with a shout out. We'd like to thank everybody that's kind of hanging in with us here on our show and tuning in every Monday and Thursday. Lamb, you have any shout outs for us?
I do. I'm shouting out my nemesis.
Oh, great.
Kate. Kate has started a online store, and she's going to be part of a humble brag coming up.
Cool.
But I was the first official purchaser of one of her art pieces from her online store.
That's a cool feeling, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why, but you buy somebody's
It
art.
wasn't like a huge purchase by
Yeah.
any means, but it still felt good to be like
No.
helping her out.
For sure. I mean, buying somebody's art is like, you know that you've paid them kind of a nice nod.
Yeah.
And,
She just started a new job as a park ranger in a cave.
wow.
And so cell service in the cave, not great. So to get her on, we're gonna have to kind of schedule something in advance.
She just complained to the phone company
I'd
about it.
be like, oh, 3 miles down in this cave. It's weird.
It's garbage down here.
Only get 2 bars.
You guys been showing the
I can't
commercial.
live stream. What's going on?
You've been showing this commercial. The whole state's lit up.
They're like, yeah, that's above ground. We don't have like a 3D like topographical like side map. Oh well, if you go below 30 feet here, it's
Really great service. They're really great. So also we want to thank, we did thank Sean. Like I said, Sean, really appreciate you coming in here last time. You were funny, interesting, and brought some really cool flavor to the show, so I appreciate that.
And he actually just recently put out a behind-the-scenes YouTube video of the making of
Oh,
his
that's true. Yeah,
podcast.
if you haven't seen it, yeah, I got a little behind the scenes kind of
Over
see.
there at Sean Renzetti.
Yeah, you can kind of see what goes into our show. You can kind of see what we do for it.
It's a good one because it shows us very minimally.
That's right. Yes.
It makes it way
I
better.
saw it. Maybe 20 seconds of us, which is
Yeah,
great.
I know. I was like, whoo, thank God. I was worried.
I don't know why. It just came to my head. I was with a buddy in Hollywood maybe 5-6 years ago. And
Ooh, name dropping Hollywood. Look at you, Hollywood.
I was in Hollywood.
No biggie, no biggie.
Just for reference, if you're not from LA, Hollywood is somewhere you go when you first get here, and then you never go again.
No, occasionally you go to like a restaurant there.
Occasionally. I haven't been there in years. So, but I was there many, many years ago when I first got here. I thought that was the place to be. So we were bar hopping, and I was with the guy, and again, really, we were messed up. It was like 2 a.m. We rolled in, and Hollywood's weird like this. Like literally, all these bars and clubs, and in the middle of all that was an art studio. You could just walk in, right? Like that's just how Hollywood is. We just walk in. There's just art on the wall. This guy, we tried to talk him out of it like 100 times. Spent $1,100 on a piece of art and had to have it like that very night. So there he is. Where it's like 3 a.m. and he's got this like 10 by 10 painting that he's got to carry along the street.
Get into an Uber.
They just paid $1,100 for it. Yeah, it was insane.
Had to have it, bro.
Had to have it. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's start off with our first story, man. First story, we like to start the show also off on a positive light. So we do our positive story to kick things off. Today's positive story, you guys might have seen it in the news. I thought it was cool for a variety of reasons. But 3 gentlemen who ran out of gas in the middle of the Pacific ended up on an island and actually SOS their way into safety, which I thought was kind of a cool story.
Have you ever run out of gas?
Yeah, on a
completely?
boat. On a boat?
Just in a car. Have you ever run out of gas?
In a car, yes, and in a boat, yes. So both yes and yes.
I've never run out of either.
Really?
Either. I've had a boat die.
Oh yeah, same. 2.
Like just like mechanical issue, and I've had to paddle that thing in. That's always a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, for some reason the boat, when your boat dies, it's not like we're a car where you just like pull over to the shoulder and then you just say, hey, somebody come grab me. I mean, a lot of times it really is like there's just only so many people that have the ability to come and either fix it or tow you out of there. This takes a very specific boat, so it's not an option all the time.
And I haven't done any like ocean boating, really. Like out of the view of like land.
Right.
Like on a river, you're like, theoretically, I could swim to the shore at any point. Like you're never really that's danger.
I should say that. I should clarify. Originally from Maryland, I actually have never done that either. I've never been out in the middle where I can't see land and then had a boat die. Every time I've had a boat die, I can see land on both sides, right? Yeah, right.
So there's like a bar like in the distance. You're like, hey guys,
roughing it out here. Just
I guess we'll crack beers until somebody comes by and we'll flag them down.
That's right. So this was a cool story. They were out there for a specific amount of time, but if land can actually roll down, not super long, right? Like what, like 15 hours or something like that?
I think a night pretty much. Like they were supposed to be there the next day. And then
that's the big ass pine cone in the background. Hey, that's a real pine cone. Shout out that pine cone. Me and my brother went up deep in the mountains.
That pine cone.
We earned that pine cone. So we went deep in the mountains. And it was the size of a football, so I had to take it back. Shout out that pine cone. So if land rolls down a little bit further here.
So they had a 23-foot boat, which isn't that big of a boat.
No, that's a very.
But to be on the ocean.
100%. Yeah. That's a very average boat. I just want to show the island size here for a second. If you want to go back to that. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. I mean, for me and Lamb, we thought it was going to be miles across. I mean, that is a couple 100 feet wide for an island. I thought it was really cool. I mean, I've never been anything like that. As far as like having your boat crash somewhere, you couldn't ask for a prettier spot.
I know, it's kind of cool. I'm like thinking, I don't know if this was beyond your time, but Swiss Family Robinson.
I don't know Swiss Family Robinson.
Basically, it was like this, probably, I think it's set in 1800s probably.
Okay.
And they're on a ship and it crashes on a thing and it's a family.
Right.
And then they just like turn this island. They have build like a giant tree house and all these like cool things, and they have like animals. And then these pirates try and come and like attack them, and they have like traps they build. It's like Home Alone from like like way back when.
Gilligan's Island there?
More not like that. Like it's like it's more like techie. Like they use like weighted things, like elevator thing. Like you step on this and like flip the switch, and like the rocks come down and it lifts you up into the treehouse. Yeah, man, it is like that.
Hey, best treehouse ever. So somebody's with you on the chat there. Okay, there you go. Somebody's with you on that. So I saw it, and the first thing I wonder was, is there? I don't know why I thought immediately, is there like life on this island? Like I know
trees, I would assume birds, maybe crabs, and like stuff like that. There's fish, I'm sure, in those like shallows and stuff like that. You could honestly, fresh water would probably be your biggest
Every
issue.
now and again, even on these small islands, they find like boar and stuff too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there could be.
Well, apparently, what they used to do, I don't know if they did in the Pacific, but in the Caribbean, on these little tiny islands, like traders and pirates and things like that, they would put animals on these islands and let them feed themselves on the island.
That way they came back?
That would be their food along the way. So they didn't have to keep food, and because it would go bad. They didn't have refrigeration or anything on these boats. So they would just know where their islands were, their little islands that had animals on them. They'd roll up, kill an animal, have it for dinner.
Wow, a little lamb drop of information of the day there. So I honestly, it was even as far as pictures go, the fact that they kind of have that, like I guess it's a piece of the helicopter or something in the background. Maybe it's the boat. I'm really not sure where this picture was taken from.
I'm assuming this is a second helicopter.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is a helicopter too. But that picture alone, almost, kind of important just the way it's taken. I mean, for me, it's like you don't rarely see a picture of a very small island with an SOS actually taking place, a rescue. So very cool story. I thought it was wild. Like I said, everybody in their minds always wondered if they got lost at sea, if they could make it out of there. Yeah. These people got to actually do it.
Yeah, they say 3 days without water, so I feel like I could handle 3 days on this island. It'd be miserable, but
I better be able to boil that water or something, right?
How are you going to boil it? You got a stove on that tiny boat of yours?
I guarantee there's something in the boat that they have.
I know. I'm sure there's some things that you could jury rig for a few days
for sure. Easy
and I would imagine it rains in the Pacific fairly often. If you could catch most of that water,
I'm not trying to be that guy. If they can't boil water, they can't live. So guess what? We're making water. Damn it. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on here. You had a cool little story too. You wanted to drop in here. I thought was cool. A little positive story.
I just saw this little nugget. Apparently, off the coast of England, they've been building all these wind turbines, like just out in the ocean, just filling this certain area that just is constantly windy. And they've been filling them up, and the cost of energy has gotten so low because of it that there's potential for people to actually get money back.
Like towards their next monthly check?
Yeah, their bills will reduce because they're producing so much of this energy that it's actually going to lower their costs.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's actually pretty interesting.
They said it's actually getting cheap. It's actually about to be cheaper than all like fossil fuel, at least in England, because of how much they have.
I mean, the only time I've really seen, if you drive up California, up the main 5 or whatever it is towards the top there, towards the north, you will see a massive stretch of wind turbines, and there's really no housing in that area, right?
Yeah.
So there's just this massive amount of energy being produced there. But for me, I think as far as energy goes, I think that's a really cool way to produce it, and as long as they require minimal repairs, which I would imagine they would. I mean, that's actually kind of fascinating.
Up by like Palm Springs.
Yeah, same idea. Yeah, same idea.
If you drive ever across the country and North Texas, it's just like windmills on that that highway for like 100 miles.
I'm saying I'm hoping here in the next 5-10 years they just start putting them everywhere because like I said,
throw one on the roof.
Whatever.
We'll run the podcast off of wind.
100%. Hey, shout out Kenzo and Jason. What's up, man? Welcome back, man. Haven't had you in here. You're cheaper than fossil fuel.
Damn right I am.
You watch your mouth, dude.
I'm a cheap date. What can I say?
That's right. Don't be bringing that gas on this fire on this podcast.
Dollar menu and a 6-pack Schlitz.
That's right. Anyway, shout out Kenzo here, my man Kenzo. If you see him in the chat, there, he's got his own little workout regimen he does every morning. Follow him on Instagram. He's a good guy. Not that funny, but still a nice guy overall.
He's funny to laugh at.
That's right, for sure. All right, let's jump in here. First game of the day, first story of the day that makes me laugh, makes me interested. Lamb was telling me about a little Apple story.
Yes, Apple the company, not the fruit.
That's not the fruit.
Apparently, they are in a bit of a legal battle with another company called Prepared. It's a preparedness app.
And shout out the name first off.
But they spell it pear like the fruit.
Okay.
P-E-A-R.
Right. I mean, there's
Prepare.
nothing. It's
so
clever as hell.
That's in your name. They have that domain. They have that website. They have all that stuff.
Great
marketing. Literature.
Great pun.
So what would you have as your logo?
A big pear.
A big pear. Yes, indeed. And it looks something like that. Now,
somebody said if you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. That is 100% not words to live by, but it does make me laugh.
So they did that. They have this pear, and apparently Apple took issue with that.
With issue with what? The fact that
they used a pear. Apparently, the fact that it's a pear is too close to their logo, which is an apple.
You don't get blanket coverage over all fruits.
Apparently, Apple owns all fruits now.
You know who should also file a complaint? Fruit of the Loom. Dude.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, just jump in on this action.
Kool-Aid's probably in there.
That is, again, big companies picking on little companies. Okay, so let me see this angle. Oh, okay, wow. There's literally nothing similar about it at all.
I know. If it had a bite out of it, I could kind of see it. Like if the pear had a bite out of it. But it doesn't.
That's true. That's true.
Then I'd see like where you're kind of coming from with that little bit.
So chat's just making me laugh. Open bar, dude.
This is in court, and
any chance you think it actually wins in court?
If Apple throws enough money at it.
See, I disagree. I think as far as copyright stuff goes, I believe that people crumble sometimes and maybe settle.
Yeah.
But I believe if it actually went to court, that would lose. I don't think there's any similarities there. It's not the same fruit. Okay, let's say that company was called like Apple Pie, right?
Yeah.
And then their symbol was an apple, and it kind of looked like that. Okay, maybe. But you've picked a different fruit, a different color, and a different design, and it's not the same word.
And it's not the same company. It's not like they're making computers.
He said Apple's bored at home. That's exactly. A pen.
Roya.
All right, Roy, you get a drum beat there. So yeah, no, I just it's not even that close. I think it's rude. We talked about this before on the show a while back. A company went after a company. There was a outdoors company that Tony really liked shopping at, and he said that what was the name of their site? It was something like it was Backwoods, Backwoods Apparel or something like that, and they took like I guess insult with all these different small companies all over the country that were using backwoods in their it was backcountry.
Backcountry.
This is what it was. It was backcountry. So they had like this lady backcountry skis. They had this other lady that sold backcountry boots, and they said, well, our website is backcountry, so all these people are just riding our coattails, and they started suing all these small companies. And then their clientele, the people that like the brand, found out. We're like, hey, like the reason we like you is because like you're kind of like a small company. Like you run.
Now you're turning into a big asshole company that we don't like.
So then they all started protesting, and then literally in the course of like a week, they dropped all the lawsuits. So I'm hoping that Apple gets the same kind of feedback. I don't know why these companies feel like suing all the small companies underneath them isn't going to give them bad rep. I think they do it in a hope that nobody hears about it, right?
Well, apparently we also learned that there is something about if you don't like defend your trademark, that you can lose it.
Right. So it's almost like part of the rules that you have to like argue vehemently.
You have to like occasionally find somebody to like argue with.
Just pick a fight.
Yeah, like, all right, these guys are getting it this week.
Look at this company called Strawberry. Let's get wound up about it and let's get involved.
Apparently, they haven't gone after Strawberry Fields. Strawberry shortcakes and going for it.
I mean lime scooters, dude.
I know, man. Like, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah, that's true. You gotta go after lime.
Yeah, lime scooters is literally a lime.
Trademark infringement, dude. Throw them out.
Get them, Apple.
Get them out. All right. So anyway, because of that, we thought it was a little bit ridiculous. I only think you lose people. But I am at this point now where I'm firmly entrenched that Apple people are there forever. I really do mean that. I think Apple's in that category of like they could be their CEO could be driving in a bus and just run over a bunch of children and people be like, yeah, those children should have been there anyway.
If they'd used Apple Maps, he wouldn't have been there.
That's 100%. I think Apple's one of the people that's ingrained. Honestly, that scares me a little bit, but that's really a testament to how good their product is.
Now, I had this discussion the other day because Google Maps has its own maps.
Stupid ass chat, dude.
I love it.
I challenged them to a duel. There, both of them are in there. Jason's being funny.
So, I was talking the other day. Apple has its own Maps app. Why is it not called Mapple? I feel like
they don't want to be beat up.
But I'm just saying, I feel like that could easily like slide in. Like, yo, just Mapple it. Just Mapple it. Just Mapple it.
I'm sure they do, but they don't. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Like, slide it in. I feel like you could then take over Google Maps. Like, Google Maps a lot to say, but Mapple.
Sounds like Maple.
Whatever, Maple Mapple.
Hey, it's a sticky situation. Get out, Mapple. That's their new play.
All right.
Yeah, there is. So Paul's got us here. Paul knows what's going on. We need to be. If we're getting all these good ideas, dude.
Copyright.
That's right. There we just copyrighted Mapple. There you go.
You're welcome.
Once you go Apple, you never go back. Why is that so funny? Once you go over Apple, never go back.
This Pear thing made me think of.
Shout out that pun. That's really funny. Okay, here's my only issue with Apple. And I've said this before on the show. They always like 2 years behind on everybody else's technology.
See, but they wait till it's perfected.
Yeah, that's
because they've put out stuff before and been kind of early, and it doesn't work. And then people like
okay, but
so they wait to see if people are even interested in it, and then they perfect it and they tie it into their ecosystem in a really good way, and then it works.
Okay, but here's my contrarian argument to that is that. One of the things I don't like about them is that, like I said, I'm not talking about really advanced technology, but I remember even as I grew up, like one of the examples I gave was I had a panorama mode in my phone for like 3 years, and then all of a sudden I saw a commercial for Apple, like bringing in panorama pictures, and I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for a really long time. Like even like okay, and I think they do things that shows piggybackers. I think they do a lot of things that shows that they're watching other companies and stealing things. So sometimes I'd like them to be on the edge with like, hey, we're trying this, and maybe it doesn't work, but at least like maybe it doesn't work perfectly, but they're out there. When they do things like take away like the headphone jack and they start slowing down your phones, all that stuff makes me lose faith. It makes me seem like there's a bigger veil in front, and the company seems to be this really beautiful company. But the only thing, but again, right back to the other side is that they have a really nice job with kind of spyware detection. It's very virus proof, which is really impressive. It's very secure, and even something that we talked about this on the show before a while back when that bomber out in San Bernardino, or I think it was a shooter, the FBI wanted access to his phone, his Apple phone, and they didn't have a warrant or anything. They weren't allowed, and Apple, they said, hey, Apple, can you open this person's phone? And Apple said, no, we're not going to open it for you. I thought that was kind of a nice step towards, I thought that was like, them sticking their finger at the FBI saying like, we're not going to do this. That gave me a little bit of belief in their company, but again, some of like the slowing down the phone and you're not able to replace the battery and all that kind of stuff. It seems very money grabby for me.
For sure.
So that's all.
But this Apple thing made me think of some other like trademark issues.
Okay.
And I want to see if you think these are real. No, these are all real.
Okay.
I will say that. So this isn't real or fake.
Okay.
It's a modified.
So I think they're all real already.
All right. So you've won that round. You have to tell me if they got accepted.
Okay.
Or denied this trademark thing.
Okay.
So like battling out and saying.
So
like,
they battled the Pear company,
people, and then they win.
Okay. And you have some examples of this, and you're gonna tell me whether. And I'm gonna have to try to guess whether it actually happened. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Pay attention, guys. Gonna need some help on this one.
All right. We'll start off. Pretty easy.
All right. Hit me.
Walmart wanted to trademark the smiley face.
Wow, that's bold. we represent anything.
That happy. Yellow smiley face.
We represent anything happy going forward. Yeah. Anything that's happy. I totally understand why they did it, but it's actually funny you say that because in the last 5 years, maybe they don't use it as much anymore. But I don't like. I remember like every time you went in, they were just like jamming a happy sticker on me or something. And I don't see that as much of it. So I feel like that would tell me they lost it. So that would be my guess. But
so this is the only one that's questionable, and that's why I started with it. They technically have won this, but there's another company that's also allowed.
So 2 companies are allowed to use smiley face.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Somebody said Paris Hilton's That's Hot. Is that
was a potential on this list, but that is a
So maybe we'll talk about that in a second if you
know.
Well,
I'm saying I know the answer to that one. That one didn't make it to my list, but so we'll do that one since it's in the chat.
Fantastic.
Paris Hilton's That's Hot. Yes or no?
What is that?
She wanted to copyright or trademark the phrase "That's hot."
Had she been using that a lot, or was
on
like
her show or whatever?
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't. I don't know enough copyright rules to be completely blunt. I don't know why you couldn't. I remember like the football player was trying to copyright whatever. What was his? He was really excited for the next game. Oh my God, he's a Jets linebacker, and he was saying something like that. He was saying like. He was like, ready for him or something. He wanted to copyright that, and I'm pretty sure they told him no. So I would assume they told her no, but I don't know why she would even try.
She got that.
She really got it?
Yeah.
So she has the copyright right to That's Hot?
Apparently, for marketing purposes and stuff like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why Simple Life. What does that mean? Is that like
that was a show.
Oh, that's a show. Okay.
Her and Nicole Richie were on.
Okay. Well, shout out. Appreciate that. Who is that? Honeysuckle. Appreciate that, Honeysuckle. That was really helpful information.
All right. Boise State wanted to trademark their blue football field.
Wow. Okay, I do like. I don't know if Pat's in the chat. I wish he is because he's a Boise State hater. But I do like Boise State just for their program because every time it's time to try and perform a touchdown play, it's like some goofy juggle under the legs, throw it in the air. Everybody passes.
They're the Globetrotters of college football.
That is really well said. They're the Globetrotters of college football. So I love watching it play. The blue field is ridiculous. I'm not 100% sure how you could copyright something like that, though. I mean, you're copywriting essentially a color and a look.
Technically, it's a trademark, which is somehow different, but yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say no, but that's just weird. I don't know, that's just me.
Approved. They are the only ones that are allowed to have a blue football field.
First fart noise of the show there, yeah. Bro. So they're the only ones allowed to have a blue football field?
Apparently.
I definitely lose players in that field. DJ, I'm the same way, dude. I've tried to watch their games, and it's kind of
it's an advantage.
It's a little. Yeah, I agree. There's also a red field. I think it's.
Yeah. So other schools started going with other colors since Boise took the blue.
Somebody gonna copyright the green field?
Green. It's mine. Dibs.
You guys got to come up with something else. Yellow, purple. I don't know. F off. This is our green field.
White's all that's left.
The Green Bay Packers. That's it, dude. We're done. Maybe different colors of green. Maybe everybody just goes maybe all go with the exact same color, just regular grass. They just call it something different.
Yeah.
This is forest green.
Yeah, this is Augusta sawgrass.
This is Kentucky bluegrass.
All right. Snooki wanted to trademark her name, Snooki.
Again, I mean, if you can copyright That's Right or That's Hot or whatever it was, and you can copyright a blue football field. I don't know why I can't copyright a name named Snooki, unless somebody had it already, I guess, right? Unless somebody was already... I don't know, dude. Snooki, that... If you think of Snooki, though, there's only one person you're thinking of. That's a fact, right? So if she copyright or not, she's already won it, in my opinion. But I'm going to say, I mean, why not?
She was denied because apparently Snooki the Cat is a kid's book. But it's Snooki with a Y as opposed to Snooki with an I.
Can you imagine getting stuffed
by a children's
You're going
book.
up for the slam dunk.
Yeah.
I'm about to trademark this. I'm about to make T-shirts. And then Snooki the Cat just rolls you over.
I thought that was a good one.
I hope like the writer of Snooki the Cat showed up and it was like a 7-year-old.
Yeah. All right. Twitter wanted to copy or trademark the word tweet.
See, again, I'm on the side of... I don't like people copywriting a word that's a very standard used word. I will say this. They have completely changed the meaning of the word tweet. 10 years ago, tweet meant nothing. It meant one thing. Now, tweet means two things, and that's 100% they're doing. So I would say they have the right to change it, only in the sense, like, I don't think other people can't use it, but I think on their platform, a message is called a tweet. So I think they can get it, but probably means I'm dead wrong.
They were denied because there was a company that actually provides ads on Twitter that got the trademark first.
What an asshole! That is so rude. Yo, we'll do your ads for you if you want, and then they're behind closed doors running over there. Get it. They open their own site called Tweets.
Yeah, tweets galore, baby.
That is so rude.
Loved it.
That's actually one of my favorites. Again, rarely does a company come along and truly change a word, right? Yeah. I mean, tweet is permanently changed.
Yeah, tweet was a word technically. I guess. For sure. It's an onomatopoeia or whatever it is.
But I think it is onomatopoeia. But yeah, I mean, it's their word now in the sense, like, when you think tweet, you think of what they do. You don't say, like, oh, I've tweeted something on Facebook. I mean, you don't, right? Yeah. Like, it's only on that platform. So it's interesting that they could come in.
They could lose it.
God, you almost feel like that would be a lawsuit, right? Like, couldn't you turn around and sue that company? Be like, yo, like, this is what we've been calling it. This is BS.
I don't know.
Copyright Donut McDuck. All right, I got you, man. This is one of our artists on the show. Right,
Get it.
Got it right here. There you go. Right there.
Copyright.
There you go, DJ. You're official. You're official. You're copyrighted. Boom.
Beyonce wanted to copyright her daughter's name, Blue Ivy.
Okay, let me just vent and say that there's too much vainness in this story. Too much vanity.
Oh, yeah. I knew this one would get you going.
Why are you so important that your name has to be copyrighted? You know what I mean? Can you imagine thinking you're so important to the world that, like, nobody should be even able to have your name? Okay, well, somebody should write in here if somebody knows. If you copyright the name Blue Ivy, that doesn't mean somebody can't else name their kid that. That means business-wise, somebody can't name their business Blue Ivy. In that case, I have less of an issue with it. And the only reason I think she would be denied is if there's already a company named Blue Ivy. That's her daughter's name is Blue Ivy? Is it 2 words? Is it hyphenated?
2 words. Oh. So I'm assuming her first name is Blue, technically? I don't know.
Yeah, right? Because
then middle name Ivy?
I like Ivy. Like, Ivy's kind of a cool name. I don't even think you need the blue on it, really. I don't. Okay, sorry, we're over that. I'm just complaining about her name. I feel so out of touch. I didn't even know that was like a name. I'm still on like the north and west thing for Kanye. I'm gonna say she was probably successful with it, unless Blue Ivy's a thing.
Oddly, she was successful.
Give me my first one of the day.
But there was a woman who has a wedding consulting, and it was like Blue Ivy Consulting or something like that, and had it for like 10 years and lost to her. Because they tried to say that Blue Ivy is basically a media personality influencer, and it has no bearing on this lady's business.
Wow! So they won because of that, technically.
Yeah. And they have a ton of money. So
yeah, that tends
to skew things in your favor.
Huh? I didn't. So that's really wow. Can you imagine being that passionate about it before the child's even reached like 15? You know what I mean?
I think she's like 7 or 8.
Right. That's crazy. All right. What else you got?
Harley wanted to trademark their engine noise.
Man, I guess this like fight for your copyright thing is real. I feel like people were down there with like broken sticks in half, just fighting it out to the death.
Like at the patent office. It's like
that sounds way too close to our engine.
Just like it's like Fight Club in the patent office.
Got ugly at the patent office today. Harley and Ben and Jerry's went at it over a sound their ice cream machine makes and the engine. It got ugly, folks. We lost both CEOs of both companies today.
Ben is dead.
Yeah, they're both old and just slipped before the fight started. Died. Okay, sorry. Back. So Harley Davidson tried to patent their noise. Look, okay, so scientifically, I would imagine it's possible to copyright a sound. You could say, like, hey, decibel levels, whatever, but I don't think it's not a song, but I would imagine. That just tells me I'm going to be fucking wrong, dude. I'm going to be so pissed off if they won this and be like, somebody else is out there, like, with their noise and be like, copyright, get your ass in jail. And you're like, wait.
You're like, Honda and motorcycles, fuck you.
You're like walking around with a cell phone just playing Harley noise. And just
it's got a Pandora, or what's that, Shazam of motorcycle engines.
Just get tackled by a cop. What do you think you're doing out here? You're just copyright infringing all over the street. We'll
Lock them up.
Take them down to the slammer and show you something about Harley noises. Punk. All right, tell me if it's real or fake.
Well, it's real, but they were denied.
Okay, good.
They were denied that.
Faith has been restored to humanity, dude. I'm not gonna get in trouble for walking around doing the Harley noise.
Not once, not never.
That's right. Not once, not never.
Subway.
Eat fresh.
Nope. Footlong.
Okay, so
Not $5 footlong, just footlong.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess that was smart because that $5 footlong went away faster.
It's like cool, like you can have it
faster than Jared did. So
yeah.
all of a sudden, Jared was in a commercial. Then they couldn't remember who he was anymore.
Yeah, I was like, weird. He never worked here.
Nah, we don't know him.
Nah, not familiar.
Nah, I don't remember what you guys were talking about. Look up the commercial. We deleted all of them.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me of the Pepsi. Do you ever remember that? Do you know this story that Diet Pepsi used to advertise, or their endorser used to be Michael J. Fox? And he used to be like one of the lead people endorsing Diet Pepsi. And then as soon as he was, and as soon as it was announced that he had Parkinson's, they were worried that people would associate that he had been drinking Diet Pepsi, and that's what caused it. So they deleted literally every ad, everything. It's almost impossible to find anything. Like, it's almost possible to even see that he represented Diet Pepsi for a while. I know. I feel like Jared from Footlong is going to get the same treatment. I feel like at some point, Subway's going to even deny that they had any relation.
I will say it was probably easier back then to delete stuff.
What's that?
Like,
oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Now it's a little tougher.
Now, like, if everybody has a screenshot, yeah, like, that's just... Okay, so what was the question, Harley? No, not Harley.
Subway, footlong.
Our chat's gotten out of control. Shut up, Paul.
Not reading it, but it's great, Paul.
It's great, Paul. I would say, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I would be surprised if they won that because I would be stunned if, like, a hot dog company or a stadium or somebody hadn't already grabbed footlong. That's my guess.
So, yeah, they were denied.
Okay.
But the best part of that story was they'd already sent out cease and desist letters to a ton of companies telling them they couldn't use it.
Arrogance!
Before they actually got...
Pompous
and
arrogance.
then got denied anyway.
Unrequired confidence. Just out there just like, look, we know we're going to win this. Everybody shut your footlong crap down.
All right. The Patriots wanted to trademark 19-0.
They didn't even go 19-0.
That's what... Well, they applied for it in January.
Oh, before the big game. You know, again, I would be really stunned if they lost this, but I don't, right? Because it's not like it's saying that you can't, if another team went 19-0, you could still say it. You just couldn't make a jersey with it or a shirt with it, I guess. Bunch of losers just bringing up the Patriots name just riles people. It really,
I knew it was going to get
so toxic. It's one of the, there's like maybe 3 sports teams in like the history of the country.
That's why I didn't start with it.
Yeah, they just keep people immediately pissy. I love it, though. I mean, I hate the Patriots, too, so I understand it. I would say they'd have to win that, but 19-0. That's just the irony that they ended up losing. It makes me really happy. I'm gonna say they made it. I'm gonna say they got done.
They did in mid-February, and the reason I brought that one up is like at first I was like, whatever. It's kind of a junk story.
Yeah.
The New York Post then found out that they trademarked 19-0 and went out and trademarked 18-1.
Wow, that's cold-blooded. Yeah, I like that.
Like, yikes!
That should be like my petty story of the week, dude.
I was like, wow,
that's hilarious.
That made me laugh.
Well, at least they own 19-0 now.
Yeah, they got it, just in case.
Just make sure it's with it on anyway.
Yeah, they did. There's a whole documentary about all the merch that gets made. Like, cause if it's like a Game 7 or something like that, they make all the like World Series champions for both sides.
And they get sent to another country or something, right? Yeah, I've seen it.
So there's like, kids in Africa wearing like Patriots like 19-0 jerseys.
But I'm saying
trademark.
Maybe they're just hoping that over the course of the next 100 years they have one 19-0 season.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we already got it. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
That's so funny. It blew up in their face.
Facebook wanted to trademark face.
Not even the book part?
Just face.
Just face. We want face. We want everybody, anytime the word face is used, even people associated with us. Gosh, I hate Facebook, dude. Every time a story comes up, it's just so grimy. I'm going to say there's just no way in hell that they won that, but with the amount of money that they have, I feel like they could take over the word Bible if they wanted to. Like, I just feel like that's how strong they are. They wanted to call it Face Bible. Like, they just, there's nothing anyone could do about it. I would say they lost that one. I don't know why.
They won that one, but only for telecommunications.
Okay.
So only like tech stuff.
But why would they just have face?
So like you couldn't market like things that used Facebook, like, oh, this is like Face Portal, or this is Face, like, you know how like iPhones,
McNuggets,
yeah, that's
right,
a big one. That's Mc something is a huge one, but it's so that I kind of got it a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
The only thing was they had one caveat. They had to give, like, Apple already had FaceTime, and so they were allowed to keep that.
Oh, okay. So that is interesting. McDuck, yeah. Yep. Not the, yeah, see, you're copywriting right now. McDuck, yeah, you guys are copywriting. Boom, everybody's out.
Gene Simmons of Kiss wanted to trademark the devil horns.
Whoa.
Supposedly he brought that out and, like, really made it popular.
I would say he lost that only just based on popularity. I mean, I know that, like, Texas Longhorns has their horns. I know that I would imagine on some kind of emo clothing line there's some, like, devil horns. I would be stunned if he was the first one to try and copyright devil horns, but, I mean, he's kind of old. I don't know. Maybe maybe a shot in the dark.
He was denied that.
Really? Yeah. Somebody said I thought you were going to say his tongue. Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. Yeah, for sure. I thought you were going to say that look, but that might actually be copyrighted by them.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, okay. Trump wanted to trademark "You're fired."
You fired.
You fired.
You fired. I would also imagine he won that, but that is, you're fired. I mean, again, I would assume that he won that because I can't think of anything else that would even get close to that. I don't know. I can't remember ever seeing it on a T-shirt or anything, and since then that phrase has died. But I don't know. Maybe he lost it because, like, the company that put it on had it already. I don't know.
He was denied.
Well, for what reason?
They said basically it was too common of a phrase that he couldn't trademark it.
They just got face.
That was, I think, more for, like...
Yeah, I hear you.
Like,
I hear you.
Like, so...
But she got that hot.
But it was a while before that. Maybe, I think they faced some backlash eventually, and they started, like, really kind of pumping the brakes on it.
That, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's hot. It's just as generic as "you're fired." Well, that's not true. But I mean, "you're fired" is very generic. That's just a casual phrase. But you would think that would be strange.
Like a catchphrase, you can definitely.
Your chat's asking about your drink. I know. You want to shout it out?
Yeah, V8 sparkling energy drink. Energy from black and green tea and fruit juice.
Total 50 calories.
Yeah,
not bad. All right.
I like it.
There you go. Hope we get a
fairly healthy.
Hope we get a sponsor now.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout me out.
That's right.
For sure, V8.
We should tag it in there. Here, do it. Here, hold it up real quick, and we'll both smile. That'll be... There, I'll just cut that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that later. Or somebody else will cut that. All right. What else? Oh, I got a couple good ones.
We're going to start every show with... We start every show with the delicious energy drink of V8.
No, we got to get that rock thing going.
Yes, we do.
All right. Taylor Swift wanted to trademark.
Hey, we got a new... oh, my God. I don't know if it's a troll or not, so I can't say it yet, but there's a new follower in there.
Interesting.
Yep.
Taylor Swift wanted to or trademark "This Sick Beat."
Who did?
Taylor Swift.
This sick beat?
This sick beat. And party like it's 1989. The first one is from Shake It Off.
It's actually surprising. Both of those aren't really, I wouldn't say, common enough to be the "you're fired" thing, but so I think it would be okay. The beat one almost seems more common than the other one. The 1989, party like it's 1989.
Yeah, well, that's her album was 1989. I think that's when she was born.
Didn't somebody else sing that in a song?
Party like it's 1999 is a Prince song.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, no, then I'm going to say that she got it.
She got them both.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds right.
So you can't say "this sick beat" without paying Taylor Swift some money.
Wow, I'm going to give myself a little horn for that one. You can't say what? That sick beat?
This sick beat.
This sick beat. And I also can't say party like 1989?
Yeah, apparently not. Not in marketing material, at least.
That was something where you make money,
right?
On. Yeah. Okay, it's kind of funny to me that she thinks that.
Yeah, that's when you party.
That's when you party when you were like 1 year old.
Everybody's like, "Oh shit, Taylor Swift's here."
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre. All right, go ahead. What else you got?
All right, Nintendo wanted to trademark "It's on like Donkey Kong."
How could they not win that? It's their game. I'd be furious if they lost this. If Facebook is winning just face. You just like, yo, we made this game called Donkey Kong. We want to copyright it. Yeah, go F yourself.
You're out.
You're out. All right, I'm going to say there's no way somebody said firefighters had to pay a lot of fines for Paris Hilton. That's hot. She was just waiting in fires right behind him.
Pay up.
Here's the little card. You can see my lawyer.
Swipe.
Yeah. Swipe.
Chips are fine.
She's just taking dollars out of people's wallets.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
God, I hope they won this, man. I hope it's copyrighted.
They did.
Nice.
They got that.
Thank goodness, dude. Okay, that's good to know, though. So it's on like Donkey Kong. I really thought that was like a slang phrase.
Exactly.
Like me and our friends use. I didn't think that was like an actual copyrighted.
I think it became. If things become popular, I think companies are just like, because it costs a couple $100 or whatever to trademark something.
Smart. You throw a couple T-shirts up, boom, you just made money.
Last one.
Give it to me.
The University of Syracuse wanted to trademark
the orange.
I
knew it. I knew they were gonna say that. Again, I really like to say that they lost it, but I don't know. There is something really, maybe they probably did lose it, but I don't know. There's something about their entire college. Everything is that. So, there's something that really does represent. When you said it, that's the only thing I can think of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how much it represents everything that they do. I don't know if you could take a whole color, but if this thing's showing me anything, that you could pretty much take anything if you have a good argument, So I'm gonna say they lost, though.
They won.
God damn it!
Apparently, they have the color and the actual orange.
Wow,
like the fruit.
Like I said, everything that they do is associated with that. So
and I get that sense, but how do you get a color? I get maybe the Orangeman.
Totally agree with you.
Maybe even the fruit shape and the logo.
Blue Man Group, I totally agree with you. I don't think you can take a whole color. I think it's ridiculous. I'm telling you that from what I see, they splash it on everything. So, I guess that's what...
I see why they would try and go for it, but not necessarily that they should be allowed to have the...
100%
Dibs on blue.
Dibs on blue. I'll take blue, red, and green for now on. Yeah,
they're mine.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. And also, again, you got the blue field... Right? And they have orange. It's it's
a trademark. It's a little different than a copyright.
Right.
Like a trademark is it's a symbol of your brand, of your thing.
Right.
So, it represents slightly differently than saying oh, we own blue.
Yeah, right.
You don't the blue field doesn't own blue.
Right.
They're just saying a blue football field is iconic with us. If you do it, you're using the fame and notoriety that we've already built with this product.
Yep. That's fair. Like I said, I know that they use orange to death. It's just surprising to me that they could grab a whole color and that nobody else has an issue with it.
Oh, they had major issues. Apparently, they tried to do it super secret.
Oh, wow.
And it took 7 years for them to get it.
There's a lot of orange companies I can think of. I know that there's that orange cleaning brand. There's I know that I bet a bunch of people have this shit.
Again,
maybe the fruit orange had a big uprising against it,
The state of Florida is just
no. Wait a minute. We've been calling oranges orange for a really long time.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, we'll call them
orange juice. It's out.
Call them light.
You got to call it
light colored fruit now.
Yeah, between yellow and red fruit.
Yellow and red fruit. Yeah, that's what you got now.
Mix them.
Sorry about it. Before we move on to the next segment here, like you guys see in the chat there, our moderator, our main man, Ramathorn, he has posted that if you guys do have Amazon Prime, you can actually link it to this Twitch that you're watching right now. Very simply, just hit that button right there. You link them together, nothing happens, but you guys can actually give us a free subscription, and it gives us monthly revenue so we can keep doing the show. So if it takes you 2 minutes, we would really appreciate it if you haven't done it. It really does help us out, and every month you can just click a button and give us a free subscription. You don't ever have to do it again. So Paul, thanks for putting that in the chat, and thanks for everybody for hanging in. Anybody that has done it so far, we really appreciate it. All right, let's go on to the next segment here. Oh man, we needed a sound effect for this, but
yeah, we didn't.
That's all right. You know what?
All right. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to make a sound effect.
Fantastic. Give me a sound effect real quick.
Let's see. I'm going to make one. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Perfect. All right.
Gotta be it.
So let's find out if this sound effect works.
Let's see if somebody knows what. All right, so if you have no idea what's coming up next, then that means you are probably...
You haven't met Nick before.
That means you probably have never smoked pot news, which is totally cool. But this next 3 segments is all about pot news because we just, for whatever reason, me and Lamb were going through the stories today, and we found 3 stories relating to weed, so we thought we'd do just a whole segment on it. We thought it'd be funny. Yes, TJ's laughing. Some people know that's what...
If you're out there giving us Prime, thank you.
Hey.
If not, why not?
Is that what happened?
I don't know.
Somebody said done. Oh, okay. Yeah, if it happens, that would be great. So, okay. So this next segment, we had some really funny weed stories today, so we thought we'd have some fun with a little sound effect. But The first story, actually a positive story. We almost covered it in the positive beginning to our show here. But a gentleman who was a ex-military man has been in jail for 9 years. He was arrested in 2008 for trying to sell 0.69 grams of weed, about $30 worth, to a cop. And
that's
so
the first mistake.
That's
selling to a cop.
I'm sure he didn't know it was a cop.
Just saying.
He seems like a nice cop. Yeah.
Officer.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
First off, if you sell anything less than $30 worth of something, you can't be given life in jail. Let's just start there. That's really disgusting. Let's just start with that. Also, he's ex-military, man. Like, how do you? I don't know. That's kind of grimy to me anyway. But the positive thing is he is being let out of jail. They have since taken his life sentence and removed it, so he has been let out of jail.
Do you know if he's getting any sort of restitution?
I don't know.
They just like, 9 years seems fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I will tell you this. I would imagine they do something. Anytime a story like this gets that much publicity, a lot of times they do something.
Maybe he won't from the state because technically he did do something illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right, at that time. At that time. Yes, correct. At the time.
It was illegal. He did it. So it's like.
Yeah, I know.
You can't really. I don't know.
I mean, I don't have a problem with him being in trouble at the time. I have a problem with him even doing any jail time at all, to be honest with you. For something less than $30, and he's ex-military, I feel like that's a slap on the wrist.
Maybe like weekends for a month or something?
No, I think that's absolutely community service. I think
I'm just saying, like, if you really want to give him something.
I mean, maybe, but yeah.
Scare him a little, like throw him in the weekend, give him an idea what it's like.
I think if you have done something, I think if it's something heinous, then you go to jail. I also think it depends on how many times this guys have been offended, but if it's a first offense, that's also the most extreme thing ever, right? Like, that's
lock him up.
That's insanity. It just makes me think of a great Ron White comedian quote. He said that when he was he had said somebody like searched his plane after he was flying into a concert or something, or for a big show, and the cops like, yeah, we have information that you have marijuana on the yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know. Right. He was sentenced for a year, lifetime in jail. And it was like, okay, that seems like ridiculous, right? But he was just like, so it was a cool story. But yeah, Ron White said that he landed somewhere and the cops said, hey, we have credible information that you have marijuana on your plane. And he was like, all right, go ahead and search it. So he said he searched it and they came out with a half gram worth of weed. And he said, we found a half gram's worth of weed. You know what that means? He says, well, normally it means I'm out of weed. So the fact that this guy got in trouble for selling 0.69, which is basically half a gram, is really silly. But I do think it's like anything else. I like that they fixed it, and this guy's getting out. I hope the first thing he does is light up a big old J.
My favorite would have been if Ron White was like, that means you didn't find all my weed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. That's kind of a fun one. So that's what I hope he does when he first gets out. That's what I hope he just immediately. Oh no. No, I don't do that. Sorry. I was messing with buttons. Anyway, the next story that we also are very, very related to that. That's why you can see we have a kind of the segment going here. I wanted to play it. Sorry. I just thought maybe there we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Next segment. I like the sound effect though.
Sound effect's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Operating. It's like the first time you've ever used this.
Switch to
this. You use this thing more than either of us by tenfold.
Switching to the new one for some reason. I thought there'd have to be like a get going button. It's just ready to go.
Gotta ramp it up.
I thought there'd be something. In Maryland, where I'm from, the highest courts in Maryland have now decided that a cop can no longer arrest somebody for the simple smell of marijuana. And then we thought we'd cover that because, one, I'm from Maryland, so I thought the story was great there. But also, I just personally...
That's junky as shit.
Yeah, I also just think the law is so junky in general. The fact that, like, I'm supposed to, believe a cop has some super powerful nose, like, stronger than a dog and can tell me what's in my car, you know?
He has a nose that's, like, qualified in court. You see Pat's story?
Sorry, our chat. Right, yeah, like you have a qualified nose. I think that's insane. I also think that there's a lot of things that smell like pot, so that's really not that great. I also think you open yourself up for just the most hazy interpretation of that law, saying, I think I smell something. Every time you could just arrest somebody every time for saying you think you smell something, and then afterward...
Search them and be like, I guess not.
And then how are you supposed to prove it afterward that they did smell something? So I think that's junk. Unless you don't find stuff, if you haven't found something, you don't see something, then you don't get just to arrest somebody and just make shit up that you smell. So I like that. I like that it actually makes some common sense. Our chat's being funny, but I can't read all of it.
So Pat took an edible and accidentally listened to a podcast at 1.5 speed. And he thought he was losing his mind for about half an hour.
Thought his brain had turned into like Limitless and just sucking down information.
Turned into Zach Galifianakis and
That's right.
Hangover.
That's right.
Just math formulas going by.
Hell yeah. That's great. All right, what else we got here? And then the final one, final week. Like I said, I don't know if you had any comments on that one, but you agreed the law was junky as well, right?
For sure. It's just garbage.
It's just such a garbage law. So I think it's still a law a lot of different places. So I hope they get rid of that. The other the cool story that we had, for some reason, like I said, we found 3 weed stories today, was it is illegal. So let me explain this. Explain this to me. It's illegal to sell marijuana in Maine.
Yes.
But it's legal to own it and grow it. Is that correct? Okay. That's really confusing.
And smoke it.
So you can smoke it, grow it, you can have it, but you can't sell it. Yeah. So laws are a little crooked right now in Maine. So,
so I found this super awesome company, Incredibles.me. Put that up for the folks.
Sounds like edibles. I think
that's Incredibles.
Oh, that's really clever.
So you can, that they have started a business where they will, using their psychic powers.
Wow.
They will find your lost weed.
Wow.
For a fee.
For a price.
For a specific price, depending on the weed you lost that you tell them about.
So I go in, I say these psychics, I've lost.
So we'll go to their main page because I think it's great. So you go.
Okay, so I've lost 2 ounces of Blue Dream.
A half ounce
of Blue Dream. Can you help me find it? And they say for $260, we will help
find it and we will deliver it to your house. Using our psychic powers.
You know, if they have like 100 happy customers and people are stupid, they're like, I believe in these people's psychic powers. They're really strong.
You want an 1/8 of apple fritter that you lost?
This is the first time we ever showed marijuana on our show. It's kind of great. Look at this. Look, I hope we have somebody at home that's like 70 years old. Like, what is that?
But yeah.
So that's what I got to do. I got to call them.
And I wonder. Know.
Okay, but I do wonder. Okay, I pray, fingers crossed, that when you call, they keep the shtick going the entire time.
I hope so.
Like, you have to answer questions like, when's the last place you saw it?
So, like, it says, I get it. Like, they fully embrace it in their frequency. Oh, my God.
Read that?
So under your scenario, you're in Maine vacationing, living, etc., and you lost your weed. Oh, no. Who do you call? The Incredibles.me psychic service. We have psychics roaming all over Portland, communicating with their deity, their spirit guides, and their religious moments of clarity. We can guarantee to find your lost weed for a small but very worthwhile fee.
Very similar to what it would cost to buy it separately, apparently.
Just log into the site and select the cannabis or cannabis products you lost and give us your address. We'll find your weed and get it to you ASAP. Fees vary based on time it takes to find your weed, the quality of the weed we have to locate, and the distance in which we have to travel to get your lost weed back to you.
Love it. It's quantity of weed, not quality, but I get your idea. That's really funny. I get it. Sounds like a crazy crackpot stuff. Well, it is effective, and more importantly, it is, in our opinion, legal. Okay, so this makes me laugh because I've seen companies we talk about this, similar stuff where they go, hey, we're not allowed to give this to you directly, but if you join our club is a $100 monthly fee, and then with that becomes free marijuana. Like, I've seen them do stuff like that.
They do have a guarantee. They say, if you say you lost it and we find it, we will find it guaranteed, or you pay nothing.
So if they can't find it.
Then you don't charge you anything.
Seems like their shelves are...
I feel like they're very confident in their psychic abilities,
or they're just out of stock. Is what it sounds like. All right, so our chat's having a good time, dude. Okay, we need to get. Okay, somebody. Here's what we're gonna do right now, live on air. We're gonna do a very fake commercial for this company. I know I didn't tell you this, but let's just real quick, and then we can snip it and send it to them.
All right. So what's the promo for
this?
The
promo for
this
is
the premise.
I have no idea.
All right. So
I'm gonna come to you, and no, wait, you come to me, you lost your weed, and I'm gonna tell you how it works.
All right.
So you didn't tell me.
All right.
All right. Welcome. What's the company called?
Incredible.me.
Incredibles.me. Okay.
Incredibles.me.
Incredibles.me.
All
right. Hi, sir. Welcome. What can I do for you?
Oh, man. I feel like such an idiot. I had like a half ounce of this hazy purple sticky icky.
Let me call the cops.
And I can't find it.
Gotcha. You know what? You have actually come to the right place. This is incredible to me. And what we do here is we actually have psychics roaming the state at any point. So they have these strong senses and sniffers, and they're able to really weed out your weed, so to speak.
But like, are you guys going to be able to find all of it?
Let me explain something to you. I'm 100% sure that I'm going to be able to get this to you. We've never lost.
Do I have to like come back to get it from you?
No, we will actually deliver it for you at a very reasonable rate. What kind of weed did you say it was?
It was a half ounce of purple sticky icky.
A half ounce? That's going to, for us, normally if we can find it, we charge you about $250, $260. Does that seem fair?
I mean, it does seem fair because I'd be out that much if I didn't have it.
Fantastic. For all of you at home that also have the same issue of losing it, come on by to incredibles.me.com and we will find it for you. There it is. There it is. And then that's the end of the commercial. We're going to pitch that. We're going to send it to them. Boom. There's our first sponsor. First sponsor, Incredibles.me.
So if you're in the Portland, Maine area.
Can you just let them know that we just endorsed them super hard? That would be great.
And then we get huge and they get shut down.
Somebody said, did you check the lost and found? I don't know. That would be a really great response. Like I'm saying, I hope when they call, like the people really do go through that. Okay, well, did you happen to go through like the places that you checked? And you're like, yeah, dude, I checked. I didn't find it anywhere.
Like they're like, all right, do you have anything that was near the weed that we can get like a resonance from?
Yeah, that's right. You're just smoking it right in front of you. Yeah. You wanted some purple haze? Here, I got some more right here. We found it.
I found it on this shelf.
Found it. Or maybe they really did. Maybe you really are mistaken and you think they really do find weed. You like came in and they're like, yeah, we found it on the back of your car, man. It's going to be $240.
Imagine that, though. You did lose it, and then they find it, and then you find the other one. You're like, what is going on?
Maybe they're just stealing people's weed and they're giving them their card. Yeah. That's really funny. All right, so we had to shout that out. I thought that was such a great story. So good. Yeah, Lamb, I really appreciate you finding that. That makes me laugh.
Oh my God.
Just a great idea for a company, and I hope they sponsor us going forward. So, anywho, all right, what else we got today? We have some other good stuff on the docket for today.
Well, this whole weed thing.
What's weed thing?
The finding of psychic finding of weed.
Yes.
Made me think of other ideas that people had to like hack the system.
This is a major loophole.
Like
right?
loopholes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And from what I can tell, Maine basically seems like they want to legalize weed, but there's just like
the amount of red tape is just exhausting.
They're just like, all right, whatever, figure it out. Buy, I bought this hat and it was full of weed. It's weird.
Smoke it.
So I found some interesting, what I think,
people cheat the system.
Yeah, loopholes.
All right.
So the first one I thought was great. So this guy had an online store that had a promotion where whoever spent the most money over a month would get a free round trip ticket to anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So what he did was he bought one $25 gift card from the site and then kept using the $25 gift card to buy new $25 gift cards.
Wow.
And just in a cycle, and then ended up getting free round trip tickets to Australia.
I hope this
for $25 essentially, and then I'm assuming used the $25 to buy something on that site.
I'm hoping the company found out and just immediately sued his ass. No, just kidding. I think that's really funny. So he just, it actually, like I said, it reminds me of the story I told on air the other day about that kid I worked with at Target that was ringing up extra money onto a gift card and then got fired for it.
I mean, to me, it's like, if you find it, and it's not like breaking the law.
Then you did nothing wrong here. I 100% agree. I know friends that kind of exploit some of the airline miles. They basically take those airline miles and they do all sorts of they grimy things with their credit card to just rack up miles, and then they just fly everywhere for free. I don't know the whole system, but you know what? I actually have a friend that knows the whole system. I'm gonna bring her on. I'm going to bring her on and just be like, you're exploiting this credit card system for miles. Explain to me.
Yeah, I need miles. Help me out.
All right, what else you got?
So this one I thought was funny. Is at Papa John's, they had a contest for the workers. Mm-hmm. For every time they upsize somebody from like a medium to a large for $2, that they would get movie tickets, points towards movie tickets. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the large was only $2 more.
Okay.
So anytime anybody called in and ordered a large, they would just click the medium button and then click the upcharge $2 button, the upsize button, and it would be the same price as the exact pizza that they ordered.
Oh my God.
And just get these points. So most people order a large anyway.
That is so funny.
So we were just like, all right. And it was great because it didn't like hurt any other employees.
Yeah.
It wasn't like only one person gets this like
No,
prize.
no. Yeah.
Like it was just like, yeah, why not?
So everybody that ordered large
just getting mediums for $2 more.
Upcharge.
Yeah.
It actually, again, this is going to have to be an allegedly story, but allegedly there was a restaurant that a friend of mine worked at. And when this friend of mine worked at this restaurant, they had coupons there at the restaurant, and they would always, the coupons were like every week. You could like go to like Wednesday had coupons, Mondays had coupons, Sunday had coupons. But the coupon, you got half off a meal, or sometimes you've got a free meal. We started getting an exorbitant amount of these coupons all of a sudden, and like at the end of the day, you'd see like normally we get like 30 a day, and all of a sudden we started to get like 60 and 70 a day, and we're like, man, this is a lot.
I might have worked at this establishment.
Right? Yeah. Oh no, there's a different establishment. So then we got kind of curious as to what was going on. So we took a bunch of coupons, we put a little dot on them, and then we threw them in the trash can near the place where everybody rings up their stuff. And at the end of it, because every day, at the end of the day, you had to turn in coupons. You had to say like, "Hey, I got 10 coupons that here the 10 are." So we put them all in there, and sure enough, we got the high amount again, and like 8 of those coupons were turned in. So people were just like at the restaurant they worked, they were just taking. I'm sure people do this all the time anywhere at their job, but they were just ringing in that every guest had like a coupon. If they paid cash, they were taking like the extra $10. It was like like a worker, you had to like legitimately like, now we gotta like fire you. Now we
literally stealing.
Now you're actually stealing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, nice.
There was an issue with that at Smaspers.
Another place that we worked at together. Yeah, that's a pretty common scam. I'm sure there's.
It was like buy one entree get one free with the coupon.
Yeah,
and people would. It was kind of a hazy one for me because people would go and like they sent these coupons out in the mail, and people would go around and collect as many of them as they could that worked there. And then when a family came in and ordered 2 entrees, they didn't have a coupon. They would just use the coupon later.
Wow.
But finalize the amount for that exact amount that it was supposed to be. So they would just turn it into tip.
Huh. Yeah, very similar idea to this. Yeah, and I'm sure this happens everywhere. It's just, I even think the idea.
There's so many grimy ways.
There is. Steal. What else you got here?
This one I thought was funny. Guy, Papa John's was running a promo for if you called the coin toss of the Super Bowl correctly, you got a free pizza.
What a nightmare idea.
A free one-topping pizza.
That means half of the people that try this are going to get a free pizza.
So this guy said he went and created 60 emails and calling half heads, calling half tails, guaranteeing himself 30 free pizzas.
8 for free for 6 weeks.
6 weeks of free pizzas.
That's pretty smart. Papa John's, I'm sure.
Also, that to me is 5 pizzas a week.
But that guy probably weighs 100 more pounds now.
I mean, at first I was like, man, that's a lot of work. But if you're eating a pizza a day.
Yeah, that's a lot of pizza, man.
Like if you're eating a pizza a day, I guess it's probably pretty decent saving you a few dollars.
That's crazy. So it's just 60 emails, just saying heads and tails. That's pretty funny. All right.
There's a ton of these.
Yeah, give me one more here.
Let's try and find out.
I want to talk about this Nationals thing you showed me here, too.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
This one I thought was kind of funny.
All right.
So this guy, apparently his high school had a rule that you were banned from attending prom if you had to go to Saturday detention in that semester of prom. So apparently he got in trouble, got detention. His girlfriend really wanted to go to prom. So what he did was he just kept skipping the Saturday detention. And eventually, if you skip enough, they keep like adding up.
Yeah.
And it turns into a out-of-school suspension for a day.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, you didn't get banned if you got an out-of-school suspension from going to the prom.
Wow.
So he took a day off from school and went to prom.
Wow. I'm sure that loophole was immediately fixed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That's really great. You ever been in high school in school suspension?
No.
Oh.
Never had I never got a detention in high school. I spent probably about half my middle school years in detention.
Nice.
I had it for a month. We had to eat lunch in the office with the secretaries because we got banned from the cafeteria for starting a food fight.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I only had it a few times, but I know it's not. You don't want to be there, right? Like you don't want to be there, but the thing that maybe like. What's that movie called? That I'm thinking?
Breakfast Club?
Yeah, the only thing that Breakfast Club has exactly right about those is there's normally a bunch of clowns in there. There's literally always a bunch of people in there that are fun and ridiculous, and they're usually rebels, but they're usually fun. So it was fun both times I was there.
Yeah, it's like, let's put the biggest knuckleheads together.
It really is.
I feel so bad for whoever has to work that.
For sure.
Just chaos.
You got to be a different kind of teacher. Either you got to completely be apathetic and not care at all, or you got to be a military drill instructor, tell everybody to sit down
and
and
actually
shut up.
like intimidating.
Yeah, correct. All right, correct. Sorry, looking at the chat here. What are you doing here?
I was just talking about restaurants shouldn't be giving out coupons anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I totally
That's what happens.
I totally agree.
People abuse the system.
People do abuse the system. All right.
So you wanted to talk about this. That's fun.
I do. All right, so let's go ahead. Yeah, we'll jump into another segment here. We had some actually, we're not going to talk scores or anything, but there's some good stuff. And the goalie drops back, catcher punch near the rim, slam, dunk, touchdown.
Sportsball.
That's right. We're going to talk a little sports ball here. So Lamb put me on the story, but I have not seen this video yet, so I'm actually excited. Apparently there was, in the Nationals baseball game, there was, it started to rain, and I assume lightning, so they wanted to, nicely cut grass.
Yeah.
And they wanted to throw this tarp on the field, but the players are out of practice, and apparently the tarp crew was out of practice as well. So what happened here?
All right. So there's a bit of an issue getting this thing unrolled,
Gotcha.
apparently. So we'll play a little video.
There they are. It looks like, though, at least half of the issue was that it was rolled up incorrectly, right?
Exactly. But it's raining right now.
Okay.
So you have to remember that. Like, it's actually raining, so that, like, and the tarp actually serves a purpose.
Yeah, it does help us get back to the game quickly. It's not going anywhere. Like, they're obviously stuck on something.
It's just...
Well, like, they're all pushing as hard as they can, but it's literally not going anywhere.
It's, like, literally rolling itself up on the one side and unrolling on the other. It's so fun. The announcers literally, they were like came back to it. Normally they cut away for a while. They're like, we got to come back to this.
So they cut back to it.
So 14 minutes, they finally cut away. They've showed it for 14 minutes of them trying to put the tarp on. It said cue the Benny Hill music.
Not the best. Not the best omen for your sports.
And then it's just getting even worse and worse.
Did they ever end up getting it out?
No. The entire time. The rain actually stopped before they ever got the tarp out. So then they had to put a whole bunch of like drying agent, like some powder stuff to help dry out the field because they never got the tarp on half the field.
I hope there was like a team meeting afterwards.
Like, all right, guys.
Things went pretty well today, but let's talk about the
incident in the 7th.
Tarp team, front and center, please. Tarp team. What the hell happened out there? People saying it's honestly hard to watch there.
Some guys are getting cut from the field.
Look,
this crew, the grounds crew is getting cut.
Shouldn't be any indictment on the team, just on the grounds crew, but that is really funny.
Oh my God, I loved it.
That's really great. All right, what else you got here? We have sports ball.
Let's get
while we're in baseball, we definitely got to just take one more stab at the Astros, who got in a fight this weekend with the Athletics. Actually, though, you would think if I told you the front of that story, because you know the Astros are a bunch of cheaters and we don't like them on this show, you would think that the Astros were thrown at, and that caused the A's to go after him. It was actually the opposite. The Astros threw at the A's guy, and that started the hootenanny.
Astros don't seem to really get it.
No, they're walking around with a serious chip on their shoulder, like somehow they've been wrong.
We'll throw it.
Yeah.
I sent you this video. I don't have it, but it said the only acceptable time to bunt, and it was a guy who got thrown at.
Yeah.
And then, so he gets thrown at inside, doesn't hit him, but it's really close. He has to like jump out of the way. The next pitch, he bunts it down the first base line. The pitcher goes to field it, and he just runs straight into him and jacks him up.
Wow. What was this?
This was like in the 80s. But I was like, I was like, ooh, I like that.
That's how you stick it to somebody.
Yeah, like, no, you. I'm coming for you specifically. And
I'm taking you out. I don't care if you
I'm not running out there. Like, nah.
This isn't about winning the game.
All right. Oh, look at him. He took it pretty well. Donk.
Nice little pun in the chat there, Pat, with the reigning World Series champion Tarp Squad.
Yeah.
Hey, I like it.
Number one Tarp Squad.
I guarantee you, like, if it's one of those things like, all right, after the game, everybody gets to go home. Tarp Squad, we're sticking around and we're running some practices.
Yeah, we're running some.
We're tarping and untarping.
Till you can't walk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so great. Hockey got into the next round, so that should be exciting.
Yeah, well, speaking of hockey.
A
little hockey highlight.
Yeah.
4 Blues fans, Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
4 Blues fans got to be in the actual arena.
You have a picture of that?
I do.
4 fans were actually invited to the game. There they are.
There they are, folks. They got invited. Blues, whoever's running the Jumbotron at the Blues is...
They were pretty funny. That's not Lamb with a bad pun. That's actually really what happened.
That really did happen.
Yeah, so the Blues apparently announced that they had 4 fans that had right to the game, and then they showed 4 fans in the stadium. So that's pretty.
They
fun.
Also
oscillating fans for people at home. Yeah.
Yeah. They also threw up a sign that said tonight's attendance 0.
For tomorrow's attendance, we're just gonna call it now. Also 0. Yep. So good stuff.
Oh, and then we had. A little baseball news.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're putting some of these cardboard cutouts in the stands.
Oh yeah, I love them. I love it. Actually.
So
such a great opportunity for comedy, really. Yeah. To be honest.
So somebody uploaded good old Weekend at Bernie's.
Just dead in the front row.
Just dead, just watching the game.
I don't know why that one really makes me laugh because. Like, the other ones kind of look real, and that one doesn't even really look that fake compared to everybody else's ridiculous mugshot.
I know, it's so good.
So great. I love it.
And then we had your Pirates.
Oh, yeah, I like the Pirates. There's the Pirates thing up there. Yeah, this is a cool little story. The Pirates organization, who I don't think they've won a game since '86, but they're still out there playing. Poor organization, just like this small organization can't win anything.
They had some spring training wins earlier.
Huge spring training wins.
Yeah.
They had a really cool thing recently where a ball was hit into a seat that a normal ticket season holder would have been. They had the season ticket holder's name, so they sent him a letter with the ball saying, "Hey, it sucks that you can't come to the game, but here's the ball, and it landed in your seat, so we thought you deserve it." I thought that's really cool. I think
I'm more shocked there's still season ticket holders for the Pirates.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I also thought it'd probably get them some good publicity. So that was really, any publicity for them is good publicity. So
what else we got? Anything else in sports?
No, I don't think anything in sports. Oh, the only thing you said Mike Tyson got pushed back too.
Oh yeah. Mike Tyson's fight got pushed back to November currently.
Yeah.
And speaking of Mike Tyson, if you're a fan of Mike Tyson and Shark Week, you can watch an episode of Mike Tyson versus Jaws. That's what the title of the show is.
I got Mike Tyson every day.
It's a 45-minute show about Mike Tyson learning to go in the water straight up against sharks.
That sounds...
And it's pretty fun.
That sounds awesome.
I've never seen Mike Tyson actually kind of afraid of something and admit it. And he does in this episode, and it's pretty insane.
Rumor is the shark actually admitted it, too.
So. The shark's back down.
Yeah,
he looked at him, and then he went the other way.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. All right, so the other story I thought, this is kind of, somebody said you can get season tickets for the Pirates game for $45. That's actually
seems a little overpriced to me. Unless that comes with hot dogs, I'm not interested.
So 2 other sports stories that we thought were pretty funny. Pat Briscoe, you got to strap in for this second one. But the first one was actually just about a lady who, I'm trying to find the story. Okay, so in Wisconsin, a new judge was just sworn in, but she wanted to make it special, and apparently this lady's a freak, and she was already planning to do a 100-mile ultra marathon that day. So her name is Jill Karofsky. In Wisconsin, she is sworn in as a new Supreme Court justice. About 35 miles in to the ultra marathon, they stopped and then they introduced her, and she took her oath right there.
She's running past I hope she's running past the city hall or something.
Yeah.
They just had it set up.
They picked 35 miles with some kind of marker. Yeah, so she stopped 35 miles into a 100-mile race. Took her oath of office, and then she completed the other 65 miles in a grand total of 34 hours. She ran 100 miles in 34 hours. I thought that was so crazy impressive. Any athlete that has the time to maybe go and get in shape for that already. If you've run 5 miles, you know exactly how difficult it is. 100.
She ran a marathon and then 10 miles,
right?
And then got sworn in, and still had 3 more marathons.
3 more marathons to run. Yeah, so crazy. And then crazy in time, and the fact that she has time to even stay in that kind of shape. So that's kind of
out there just judging.
Yeah, right, judging and running. That's all. Maybe she just runs to work every day. So I thought that was a cool story. The final story, a little bit more inappropriate, but I really like this story. If you guys have not heard this story,
this one's for you, Pat.
This one's for you, Pat. This one was actually introduced by somebody else to me, so
we also got to give him a shout out, or maybe not.
Yeah, no. That is Brandon.
I'm saying, I meant does he want to be shout out?
Oh, he does. He thought it was funny. He's the one who sent it to me. So shout out Brandon Dean, BD. Thanks for sending me this over. This was actually really funny. So I don't know again how long ago this was. It says the 7th of August, so not too long ago. But Blue Jays player Reese McGuire. Apparently recently...
Way to put him on blast.
Yeah, got to. Sorry, dude. Reese McGuire, Blue Jays player, was recently arrested and then released. But he got in trouble. The cops found him outside of the stadium before practice with, I'll just say, with his pants down, taking care of his own business.
Yeah.
That sounds right? So he was in his car before practice, before a game, taking care of his own business with his pants down, and apparently the cops came and, gave him a citation or something. So then a couple days later, he was back out in the field, and they didn't cut him or anything, he didn't hurt anybody. But then when he stepped up to the plate for his first at-bat, it was in Atlanta, and they normally don't play anybody's come-out music in a different stadium. They decided to put on Michael Jackson's Beat It for him every time he came up to bat that day.
Oh, my God.
That's a great
love
story
it.
because I know that ESPN can't even actually cover it, right?
I
They
know.
can never cover something like that. So, really great,
so good.
great burn for the Atlanta Braves. Somebody up there really paying attention to the news cycle and slipping in Michael Jackson's Beat It. I guarantee he had a laugh. I guarantee his locker room had a laugh.
Oh, my God. He got the business in that locker room.
Yeah, for sure. So, love that story. I thought that was really funny. Man, I think that's all we got for old sports ball, man. What do you want to do? You want to jump on to Petty Story? Or do you want to do these Bear advice? What do you think?
Well, I think the Bear advice. We got to do it. We've been skipping it for too long.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Last segment here before we go on to Petty Story. I got a really good one for you guys. So there was over the weekend there was a story that I thought was kind of funny. The U.S. government issued a warning to people about if they run into bears, in the wild. And apparently, I guess it's becoming more of an issue. And apparently, this very common advice always goes around. It's kind of a joke. It's not really actual advice. But apparently, they were worried that people were taking it as actual advice. So the U.S. government issued a warning and a memo stating that even if the friendship has run its course, we don't recommend sacrificing your slower friends in an attempt to avoid a bear attack. So they were saying, like, hey, like if a bear comes, like we know like the common advice is like shove that slow friend of yours to the ground and then just take off.
I don't have to be faster than the bear. I have to be faster than you.
That's right. So apparently the National Park Service was really worried that people were taking that information to heart. So they came out with an actual memo stating that people can't do that. So that made me laugh by itself because it's starting to get to the point where I feel like people have to come out with memos stating really obvious information. But it did make me wonder if there's been other funny PR moments. So I did look it up, and there was some really funny ones. I will rattle.
Do that one first?
Yeah, this one. Yeah, let's do this one. We have a picture of the one that actually made me laugh. So if you guys remember a really long time ago, Susan Boyle was a contestant on, what was it, like?
Britain's Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent. And her company wanted to get a little party going for her new album release. So they tweeted out the new hashtag, Susan
Album Party.
Susan Album Party. But if you were watching the show live and you can have a look at that hashtag, you could quietly see the issues amongst the hashtag.
And if you are at home listening to this, I recommend just writing out without spaces, Susan Album Party, and see what you see. If it's what we saw immediately.
All I see is anal bum party.
Yeah, anal bum party.
So apparently they tweeted out Susan Album Party, and then they had to change
Hashtag, baby.
Okay, but in her defense, right? She wasn't getting any pub anyway else, right?
We're debating whether it was intentional or not.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I know the companies like to do this. I know the companies like to pretend like they did something horrible on accident just to get publicity. That was one of my absolute favorites. That one seems genuine for some reason. It doesn't. You don't really see it.
It really strikes of Celebrity Jeopardy. Anal bum cover. That's one from Celebrity Jeopardy.
Okay.
It's an album cover, and it's, so it looks like
that's
anal bum cover.
If I was her, I'd have to even keep it because I think it's that funny. So, I love it. The other one that I thought was great as far as ridiculous PR moves by companies, telling people to not throw their friend down and get attacked by a bear. Philip Morris, cigarette people.
The nice company.
Yeah, great tobacco company. Suggested a while back, people were saying that their smoking was dangerous and stuff, and they said it was actually a good thing. They said they thought they were bringing a good service to the country because it was taking out sick people. They said
you gotta call the herd.
Yeah, they said that they claimed that early death made more sense, and it just really helped everybody else around them. So they thought
many people on this planet anyway.
They were really helping people out with their cigarettes. So really shout
Thanks,
out.
Philip Morris.
Thanks, Philip Morris. We didn't realize we needed so much death. Appreciate that. Another one that I thought was really great, American Apparel. This was back when Hurricane Sandy was around. They didn't want to miss an opportunity to make some money, so they released an ad saying, in case you're bored during the storm, 20% off everything for the next 36 hours. So people weren't exactly super pumped that they're going after money while people's homes are getting wiped out. But
I don't have power. How am I supposed to get to the sale?
Yeah, in case you're bored during the storm. I didn't think that was as egregious, but it is just kind of tone deaf is what it is. They also even had a hashtag Sandy sale. So
that's troublesome. That is troublesome.
Sounds like the shit just got like blown out of somebody's house and now it's on the curb getting sold.
It's a Sandy sale.
It's a Sandy sale. So
talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. What was the other one? I thought there's a couple in here that I thought were really great. A little bit less than appropriate as well, but does make me laugh. BlackBerry was trying to get itself promoted, and they were actually advertising for the fact that they had some openings and you could get a job at BlackBerry. So their company is, I'm trying to look for it's Research in Motion is the actual company that owns BlackBerry. So RIM. So they tweeted out that if you were looking for,
oh no, oh no. Oh no!
Exactly what they tweeted out.
Oh no!
RIMJOB hashtag RIMJOB. So that is what they tweeted out. So if you wanted to get a job at Research in Motion job, you can just get.
Let's get that hashtag trending again.
You need yourself the rim job. You got your plate. So I thought that was so funny, and that's again another one where I'm 50-50. Did they do it on purpose, or was it like really just like a guy that like didn't like maybe he saw RIM capitalized and thought like it looks okay? I don't know, but I had the exact same reaction you did. I actually busted out laughing. BlackBerry really when they're putting their mouth there.
Man, I feel like if they had really stuck to that marketing line, they might still be around.
People would still be talking about it. All right, I'm just gonna avoid all the puns on that one. So then there's some other quick ones that were kind of funny. There was a company called Reformation, and they posted on one of their first Instagram posts was a lady sitting inside of a sweatshop essentially with a dress on and said "hot out of the factory." The guava dress is back, and it's this lady literally sitting in like a sweatshop, like wearing the dress while people behind her are making. I know
that's a bit of a bad look.
I know it was so poorly put together. I cringed and I said, "Oh my god." Who thought that was? It looks so pretentious. I wish I had the picture to show you guys on air. It's literally this like attractive female sitting on a table while people behind their work.
Yeah, I know. And they were told like, do not stop working.
Yeah, can't wait to sign up. Yeah, dude, DJ, they're looking for people, dude. We got you. Another one was kind of funny. Apparently, the UK wanted to start a Krispy Kreme club. And that was going to be the KKK Wednesday, apparently, the Krispy Kreme Club. So then they had to quickly change that. They didn't realize. They actually didn't even know that it was an issue until it came up. So that was not something they did on purpose to be funny. They're just out of touch. And the other one that was funny was Abercrombie and Fitch thought that they were going to actually bring in some fans back when back when the MTV show was on with the Situation Jersey Shore Stars. So they went out and actually started kind of attacking him. They said that they wanted the Jersey Shore Star, the Situation, to stop wearing their clothes. Abercrombie and Fitch did. They said like, hey, we don't like the fact that you're wearing your clothes. But apparently after they did that, people that didn't realize that that's like their whole market was people that like that show also wear Abercrombie and Fitch. So apparently their stock fell 15% in the next few months because it was like a PR nightmare that they were trashing somebody that like loved wearing their clothes and people loved that person.
So a bit of a fituation.
That's right, a bit of a situation. Thank you, Lamb. Appreciate that. Give you a horn if I had the hands. But anyway, that's some of my funny ones, man. I thought there was some funny PR decisions. The RIM job just really got me laughing.
Oh my god, yeah.
So good.
So good.
All right, so guys, we've had a blast today. We're going to end on the same note that we always do here.
Petty story of the week.
That's right. We're going to do our little petty story of the week here for you. Actually, you have the petty story of the week.
I do.
Yeah, that's actually a little change of pace today.
Yeah. So the petty story is this person posted online a photo of a key on a tiny little keychain, and it said, if found, call this number. Pretty standard, Calls the number, finds out that this guy's ex-wife has decided to print hundreds of these keys.
In anger, I'm sure.
In anger. Ex-wife.
Ex-wife, right.
Ex-wife. Hundreds of these keys with his phone number on them and drove cross-country and has strewn these about the country.
So there's like hundreds of these guys' keys with like his number on it around the country? That is so petty. So petty.
I don't know if he was deserving of this. Right. It doesn't go into it in the story.
No, sorry. Yeah.
If she is just batshit insane.
Yeah.
Don't know. But I do love the level where she went across the country because if they were all local, I feel like you would start seeing all the same, numbers or whatever. It's not a big deal. But the fact that there's just constant different area codes popping up on your phone makes it so much worse.
Sure.
So much worse to meddle through.
Yeah.
And just probably for weeks, this guy's getting phone calls.
I'd be scared to
And if you don't pick them up, I'm sure they're going to call again.
People are going to show up my house with like stealing my shit out of my house.
Yeah,
That's what
it doesn't have his address on it. I'll give her that. At least on the front, it didn't, they showed.
But picking a phone up, be like, hey, somebody gave me this. It's like a key to your house, and it's got your phone number on it.
Yeah. Is this yours? I found your key.
Hundreds of people calling. I remember when I was young, I went to an amusement park.
Leaving voicemails, filling up his voicemail box, I'm sure.
And I was with a girl, and then later on, this really wasn't me. Later on, we had been there with like 6 or 7 people at this amusement park. We left, and like for the next week or two, so one of the friends thought it was funny that wrote her name like on like one of the walkways waiting for like the roller coaster. So everybody in line that was walking across this thing decided it was funny to like call or text her. So her phone was just blowing up for weeks after this.
We used to do that in middle school. We'd write for a good time and we'd put somebody's phone number.
We did
on like the bathroom stall.
We were in Ocean City one time with my buddy Bob. I don't know if he's in the chat, but my buddy Bob was with us, and we went outside the hotel, and the hotel had this beautiful beach of the sand. So we wrote in like literally like 10-foot letters for the exact same thing for a good time, and we called that number. And it was like in these giant 10-foot letters as everybody was like kind of coming in from the beach. And he wasn't even with us at the time. He was back home, so he just kept getting phone calls. He was
like, all right, I'll call that number. I'll find out what's going on.
He said he looked around Facebook and was like, the only people that are in Ocean City are the Grana brothers. I know it has something to do with them.
I was at the beach, and apparently you're a good time.
Sons of bitches, yeah. So that's a good petty story of the week. Also, real quick, Paul has put it in the chat, but I do want to say 2 things. One, if you guys have a second, go ahead and grab that. Grab your Amazon Prime if you have a second to connect it to Twitch. And then once you do it, just connecting it is not enough. There's actually a button that says subscribe. So you just have to click that button, hit that subscription, and we will get a notification that you did so I appreciate that. Also, our guest from last week, Sean Rossetti, was here, and so he did a kind of a cool behind the scenes for his product. If you guys want to check it out, that is on his YouTube, and Paul has actually also dropped that in the chat as well. Paul, thanks you for being a boss. Other than that, man, very different show today with a lot of fun stories. I hope you guys had fun with us. We will have another good one for you guys Thursday.
Getting back to our roots.
Yeah, getting back to our roots is really grinding here before the show, coming up with fun stuff to talk about. So we will see what we can do for you guys Thursday. If you guys have anything you want to see covered, talked about, if you have a petty story of your own, or if you have a humble brag, if you have something that you've been doing, working on your own time, and you'd like us to shout it out, we will shout it out for you. No problem.
Might be working on some guests. Who knows?
That's true.
We'll see what we can do.
That's true.
Paul just throwing things in the chat left and right.
Appreciate that.
Click
Paul.
Click those links, folks.
That's right. And one more time for the day, just because we did have some good stories about it. That's right. Ooh. There we go. Shout out the weed stories. There you go. So appreciate you guys hanging in. I love the chat, man. You guys are always so much fun. So many good comments today. So many good puns. So thank you guys so much for cheering along and hanging with us. We really do appreciate it, guys. I had a blast today, man. Can't wait for Thursday already. Anything else, Lamb?
Nah, let's end it.
Let's end it. I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
We're the 2 dumb idiots. Thank you so much, guys. Love you. Hey, guys, thanks for following us along. Another good clip here. Make sure to catch us out on Twitch and hit that subscribe button right here.